Hey guys, welcome back to Parasite TV. I'm Max Powers, and today we're talking about the wild stories coming out of Peru in the last month. The bizarre and extremely sus official story that's been rolled out to cover it up, and the fact that Peru seems to be an absolute hotbed for high strangeness activity. We'll be covering several different articles, pictures, and videos, including what may be the most bizarre and disturbing clip I've seen in a long time. So strap in, because this is a weird one. First and foremost, I'll go over the claims being made by the villagers. On August 8th, the Daily Mail published an article titled, "Terrified Peruvian villagers claim they are under attack from 7-foot-tall aliens, dubbed face peelers, as they plead with authorities to send backup." Now, these villagers belong to the Ikitu tribe and live in a very, very remote area in the Amazon rainforest, known as Alto Nanay in the state of Laredo in Peru, which is so remote it's actually a 10 to 18 hour boat ride from the nearest authorities. These villagers claimed that they've actually been under attack by malevolent creatures that they call face peelers for the better part of 2 months at this point, beginning in early July. Now, an Ikitu community leader named Jairo Avila has been very outspoken about these attacks. And the main description of these creatures that everyone's hearing allegedly comes from Jairo's face-to-face encounter with one of these beings. According to Jairo, the beings are at least 7 feet tall, have large heads and yellowish eyes, wear some form of metallic body armor, are able to fly using some kind of technology in their boots, and can also vanish. He even likens them to the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. According to Jairo, he even fired upon one of these beings twice with a rifle, which seemed to have no effect. Now, just to be clear, he's not the only villager to have given this description of the creatures, but his interview with RPP Noticias, a popular radio station in Peru, garnered the villagers a ton of attention on their troubles. Many of the other villagers allegedly had their very own first-hand encounters with these beings when one of them actually tried to abduct a 15-year-old girl. When the girl and villagers attempted to stop this abduction, the girl sustained a cut on her neck. The villagers then began nightly armed patrols and demanded the Peruvian government aid them by sending police or military to the village to investigate. Eventually, authorities did respond, with a small contingent of armed police arriving via speedboat and investigating. It was shortly after this that Peruvian prosecutor Carlos Quintanilla claimed that these 7-foot-tall flying armored aliens were actually illegal gold miners belonging to a foreign mafia using jetpacks. Yes, gold mining criminals using jetpacks. That is the official story. They even have a picture of the girl who had her neck injured, holding up an iPhone showing a man using a jetpack. So I guess that proves it, right? I'm getting serious hostage vibes from this picture. Like, does this look like the face of a girl who is honestly showing you what she saw? Because to me it looks like someone is telling her to hold the phone up, but that could just be me. Of course, different types of jetpacks do exist and are becoming more and more viable, but they're extremely loud and extremely hard to pilot. Just the smallest incorrect movement, even made by a highly skilled pilot, can spell disaster. And we're talking about thick jungle, lots of stuff to stop you from making a clean getaway. None of these villagers have said anything about the sounds the jetpacks would be making. And the villagers have been left with this really unsettling feeling that they're constantly being watched. Which is true, they are being watched. And so are you, all the time. Yes, you. You shop online, connect to the Wi-Fi at the coffee shop or the gym every morning, constantly scrolling through social media sites. Sure, you stream shows and movies, right? Right? Well, you can almost guarantee that if you're doing any of those things, someone is watching, waiting for their opportunity to snoop through your private data. But you can protect yourself using the incredible service provided by this video's sponsor, NordVPN, which you can get an amazing deal on right now using my link in the description. From hackers and scammers to the neighbors in your apartment building, even your own internet service provider, your sensitive data has never been in higher demand, and they're coming for it. But thanks to NordVPN, it's never been easier to protect yourself. With just one click, NordVPN can keep your internet activity truly private, prevents you from dangerous breaches by pesky criminals, blocks unsecure websites, and gives you the peace of mind to be able to enjoy your favorite content securely. Did you know that app stores are full of apps that will leak your secure data? And worse, more predatory functions like keystroke logging? Well, NordVPN adds an extra layer of encryption, making it much more difficult for these apps to decrypt and sell your data. And in this day day and age, more content, websites, and apps are being blocked from usage all around the world. But since NordVPN changes your IP address and redirects your internet traffic to a secure remote server, you'll be able to access sites that may be blocked in your area. And did I mention you can get a huge back-to-school discount right now by using my link in the description? You and I both know that whether you're following the law to the letter or not, Big Brother is always watching. You can avoid unlawful surveillance via government access to your internet service provider, which they almost certainly have, and tracking your online activity by using NordVPN. There's never been a better, more necessary time to protect your data and online activity. And thanks to NordVPN, it's never been easier. So visit NordVPN by using my link in the description down below, and a huge thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. When the story about the illegal miners using jetpacks came out online, many people just wrote the entire thing off as a hoax, like, okay, it's explained now. But the villagers have actually responded to these claims. As you can see in the video, Jairo Avila and some of the other community leaders have gathered to dispel the rumor about the miners with jetpacks, and calling prosecutor Quintanilla a liar for saying that he personally had visited the village. They then once again asked for real government intervention and even air support to aid them with the threats they are facing every night. And this man, Ivan Peña Paima, political leader in the region, visited the government headquarters in Laredo asking for help. Now, after hearing testimony from the community leaders, the governor of Laredo, Sandra Chumpitas, has actually denied the jetpack miner claims, based on the fact that according to the villagers, there has been no investigation. According to them, the police that showed up just took their testimony and left. So the governor has put together a task force to actually investigate what's going on. According to her, she sent letters to both the federal police and the prosecutor's office to find out what gave them the idea that it would be miners with jetpacks. So it would now seem that this case is anything but closed. And since then, there's been a myriad of images and videos coming out online claiming to show the creatures. Now, some of these pictures and videos could obviously be faked, but some of them are visceral and seem pretty real. So first we'll go over the videos that directly relate to the villagers' story and then go from there. So why are the locals calling these creatures face peelers? So glad you asked. Felipe Cantera uploaded this video to his YouTube channel on August 2nd, 2023, and titled it, "Aliens Kill Man in Brutal Attack from Laredo, Peru." Now, I can't show you the full video, or this video would probably get taken down, but I will link it in the description if it's still up. But I'm telling you right now, it is graphic, and it's so bizarre that the first time I saw it, I laughed because I thought there's no way it could be real. But the more I watched it, the more it kind of made my stomach turn. I'm going to show up to a certain point and then freeze frame and blur what needs to be blurred. As you can see in the video, a couple Peruvian officials are removing the banana leaves off of a man's body that has been moved there by the villagers. They begin to move the man, and his entire skull is not only completely exposed, but it's bleached white. The entirety of the face and neck of the skeleton are completely exposed, with some scalp and hair being left on the back and one side of the skull. And the place on the neck where the flesh starts again just freaks me out. It's so weird. The wound is so clean. The entire rest of the body is perfectly clean and fresh and looks like there's zero decomposition. Now, I watched this clip more times than I really wanted to, and although it is so bizarre, I do believe that it's genuine. It takes 3 men to move the body. It seems to have weight to it. One of the shoulders actually looks like it may be dislocated, and then one of the officials in the video actually stumbles and falls, apparently under the weight of the body. Now, does that mean an alien did it? No. I've seen a lot of people saying it must have been piranhas, and even people saying it's confirmed as being an older video of a piranha attack. But as far as I could tell, this doesn't really seem like a piranha attack. The only way that it would be possible is if for some reason an alive man laid face down in the water, where only his face and neck were exposed to the piranhas. I also can't find a more complete or more original version of the video. There's a lot of clipped versions on TikTok and various other sites, but from what I can gather, those are all screen recorded from this original upload, which was uploaded by Felipe Cantera in reference to the current situation in Laredo. I saw one discussion about it that was saying if you didn't actually bleach the bone, one of the only ways to do something like that would be extreme heat or some kind of surgical tool that we don't know about. So that is one reason the locals are referring to these creatures as face peelers. Another video claims to show one of the creatures on top of a roof, sort of camouflaging itself in the trees. Obviously, this is an extremely grainy video, as the villagers don't really have access to high-quality recording devices. But what do you think? Do you see anything? Spanish speakers have confirmed that the villagers are indeed very, very afraid, and seem to believe they are filming one of the creatures. Then we have this video. Which seems to show a gray alien walking through the forest. I think it's super creepy, but it does seem a little too good to be true. And it doesn't really seem to line up with the villagers' description of the creatures, other than it being some kind of alien being. It doesn't seem to be a hoax in the kind of classic guy in a suit way, but it does have that kind of bleary CGI look. Comment down below what you think of this one. I think it's probably fake, but I also think if it is fake, it's remarkably well done. A man named Alfredo, who lives in Iquitos, claimed to have taken these next photos. After seeing a bright light being emitted from his garden, he thought intruders must have been using high-powered flashlights on his land. According to him, he went outside to investigate and encountered this. He claimed that the light was so bright that it hurt his eyes. He immediately pulled out his phone and took several pictures. Because of the intensity of the light, the entity could only be seen in these two photos. That is basically everything I could dig up about the ongoing situation in Peru right now. Peru has also experienced dozens of UFO sightings. Is also home to the Nazca Lines and the Nazca mummies, which both fascinate me. I do think that it makes sense why some people have so easily latched on to the illegal mining operation story, because it has been an issue in the past. There are a ton of resources in that jungle, and corporations and governments aren't really known for respecting native populations' land rights when there's anything valuable to be taken. But the official narrative is just so sloppy and bizarre. We're expected to just go, oh, criminals with jetpacks? Makes sense. The people of the Ikitu community are not satisfied with that explanation either. What do you think of the official story? Do you think the Ikitu tribe is under attack by some kind of extraterrestrial creatures? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Parasykecrew. I'm Max Powers, and I'll see you in the next video.